My name is Jason, and I'm currently a fourth year student in economics and finance at Toronto Metropolitan University. And in the next 10 minutes or so, I will be reflecting on my journey in the Zone 100 class, where I spent my time the past 4 months building a business called Nodally. So I'll answer a few questions. Um, the first one is what is the project, and where was the project at the beginning, and where is it at now? The project is called Nodally. Um, we aim to solve the problem, uh, which is people don't network as much as they should. 80% of jobs in the past couple of years have all been secured through networking, but only 3% of people send out more than 10%, or sorry, only 3% of people send out more than 10 outreaches per week during the job hunt. So networking is absolutely necessary, but it's not being done enough. So what we do is we have a three-part solution. The first thing we do is we remove ignorance. So we give each person a a in-depth report that analyzes their strengths, weaknesses, and provides recommendations and strategies on how to achieve um, their career goals through networking. We then find over 100 people for the candidate to speak with, and we give them everything they need to contact them, from emails, LinkedIn's, phone numbers, whatever. For this person, we gave them 174. After that, we actually write each of them a fully custom email using AI. The AI analyzes your resume and then analyzes their LinkedIn and finds mutual interests and connections. So you can just imagine how long it would take to write all these. And here's an example where the AI makes a connection between the two people. So that's what we do. We reduce the workflow time uh, for sending out 100 emails from about 32 hours to 5 minutes, saving people a lot of time. So that's the project. Where was I in the beginning? At the beginning of the course, which was in January 2024, I think we were at about $1,000 in revenues, just showing my friends. I think it was just me working on this, and the biggest challenge at the time was that I didn't know how to build this thing um, to be scalable from a technical perspective. I don't know how to code. That's not my expertise, so trying to code the whole thing and build the software was just very time consuming. I didn't know how to do it. Today, we actually haven't made a lot of progress on paper. Um, we're at about 3,000 in revenue, so only about 2,000, but revenue is not our main focus right now. We could have made more if we wanted to, but I think the biggest change is our team is at 14 people. And out of those 14 people, we have a C-suite now. So we have our COO, CMO, CTO. And our CTO, named Daniel, he started a couple startups in the past. He knows how to code and build software, and he's going to be building our software going forward. So we've solved that problem of the lack of technical expertise, and we really built a strong team. Next question is, what was the journey like, and how much encouragement did I get? Uh, a lot of people actually don't get much encouragement in the beginning when they're starting a new project. Um, from what I've seen online and from people I've spoken with. Me, however, I actually got pretty good engagement and encouragement in the beginning. I think about 85% of people I showed the project to actually want to use the solution. 15% didn't, but they always had good things to say about where it could go and the potential here. So I got a lot of encouragement in the beginning. Not, and I don't think it was because they're being nice. I genuinely think people think this is a good idea. What setbacks gave me the biggest lesson? What were some of the highs and lows? The setback that gave me the biggest lesson was working on this partnership um, between us and a student organization. Um, I was so excited for it. It was worth about $4,000. I told all my friends about it. Uh, I told the whole company about it, and we were all excited to get this thing rolling. It got to the very last step. We got funding approved for the 4,000 from that group, and they agreed to partner. But there was one last lawyer that looked over the contract in the very end and said it's a no-go. So the deal has been delayed, and it felt like a punch in the stomach because when you tell everyone something is going to happen, you make these promises, feels pretty bad if it doesn't actually materialize. So we're still in the process of securing that deal. Um, and that taught me uh, how to moderate my emotions by not getting too excited for things, and also learning how to deal with the sort of uh, what's the word? The feeling of being let down when something doesn't go your way. And that helped me get through a lot of the other lows where, a team member left. Um, some sales calls didn't go the way that I wanted to. Other deals got delayed. When those things happened, I didn't feel too bad because I already went through the initial upset, and that taught me how to moderate my emotions. In regards to the highs, there have been way more highs than there have lows. Well, hiring the full team was a huge task, a huge daunting task in itself. Um, Covering all those core competencies, we incorporated officially. Uh, we had our first tabling event where we set up some tables and got some interest from people. We have a wait list for people that want to join our team. Uh, yeah, those are a short list of the many highs that we experienced. What did I learn from end users, customers, audiences, or beneficiaries? Most of the learning came from end users. Um, we learned, so another key lesson I learned was always talk to your user through interviews or forums, get some sort of feedback from your user. Because if everything you're building is for them and they don't like it, then what's the point of it all? We learned that our product works, first of all, that we have pretty good product market fit. We have solutions that were way better than we have, sorry, outcomes that are way better than expected. However, there could be some improvements, like um, our reports could be shorter, they're a lot to read, our time to delivery could be quicker. A lot of small things that we learned that could improve the product. However, the biggest thing we learned is that the product works, which we're really excited about. Um, what did I learn about myself? I learned a long list of things about myself, but the main thing that I learned is that I could do anything if I really put my mind to it. Um, it Going along this journey and seeing how much I learned, it just taught me that if I really put a lot of time and effort and passion into something, that I'm capable of doing it. Um, However, I cannot do everything. So I need a strong team behind me to cover other core competencies. I I never studied computer engineering for 4 years, so I need someone on my team that can cover that. Um, so I learned that I'm good at recruiting people, and I learned that I have to recruit people if I want to accomplish the things that I want to accomplish. Okay. How did I advance in my field or industry? Looks like we're at 8 minutes here, so let me just move on to the next one. What are the next steps for you and your project? So for me, I have a lot of learning to do. I have to get caught up on the technical side. I need to understand what my CTO is saying. So I have a lot of books that I have to read. Um, I have to get caught up in everything surrounding startups, from raising funding to leading a team to optimizing operations. There's a lot of books I have to read on running a good startup as well. So a lot of learning that I have to do and experience that I have to gain. I need to learn how to pitch. I need to learn how to uh, speak to angel investors and raise capital. There's a lot of things I have to learn. In regard to the project, we are building software and we're building a lot of tech, AI algorithms, um, data collection methods to improve the value of our business. What's one strong piece of advice that I give myself at the start of the semester, knowing what I know now? The biggest piece of advice I'd give myself is to focus on building yourself, because any investment you make in yourself directly reflects on the operations and the productiveness of the business. I found that when I taught myself sales, when I read books about sales, the business made more money. I found that when I practiced public speaking, more people learned about the business and actually got some collaborators and users out of it. Um, so any investment you make in yourself, it's likely to reflect on the business. I'd also tell myself to prioritize my health. Um, When I stopped going to the gym, I eroded the foundation of my habits. So when I stopped going to the gym, I stopped journaling. I stopped organizing my calendar how I should be. It had a trickle down effect on the rest of my life. Um, and also eating poorly resulted in less productive days. Whereas when I ate good, I felt more energized and I thought better. So I'd also tell myself to focus on my health too. What are the takeaways from the course and what was the value of the course? Such a long list of takeaways and values and value from there's such a long list of takeaways and a long list of things that I found valuable in this course. But because I'm at time here, um, I'd say the main takeaway was environment is so important in your entrepreneurial journey. It's such a lonely journey, but if you are surrounded by people who are also going through similar struggles, it becomes so much less lonely, and you actually find people that will provide good advice, they will collaborate, and they'll support your journey because they understand it better than anybody else. So the value of the course for me was the community, because I actually got people from that community to help me out and work on Notally uh, right now as well. So I tried to answer as many of the questions as I can in this short period of time. Thanks so much for listening and take care.